high-rise condo, with condos going from 2 million up to 10 million. Of course, now Hollywood is so digitalized, it's a whole different world. A few weeks ago, I visited Paramount Studios from where I worked in the 60s, and it's a whole different world. I couldn't believe it. There doesn't seem to be the camaraderie I used to see at Paramount, the Streisand's and the commissary, Mia Farrow, Sinatra. Once John Wayne was having lunch with Jimmy Stewart. They were shooting a movie called The Shootist. And, you know, they were just like old shoes. You just walked up to them, and there was no one who could intimidate you in those days. Today, I mean, my God, there's an agent, there's a manager, there are buffers all over the place. When I was a publicist at the Muni Opera, the president of the Muni, the late Robert Hyland, asked me to join his station, KMOX, as publicist. I needed no training. I went right into the job in the interim of working at the Muni Opera. And then I did some engineer work at the station. And then I felt that I had some great training in broadcast because it was the jewel in the crown of CBS. Working at KMOX was a great experience, and it also helped me to further my career in broadcast because for several years I was doing a show on Channel 11 during evening prime time. I also worked at Channel 4 for several years as movie and entertainment critic, and I did a few specials for Channel 5. A very young Julie Nixon Eisenhower. She was ready for her close-up, Gloria Swanson. My mom couldn't wait to meet Danny Thomas. First mother, Rose Kennedy. Liza, Liza, skies are gray. One small step for mankind. One chat with Neil Armstrong. But I was never happy in broadcast because it had no perpetuity. To me, when you're speaking into the microphone, your voice dissolves in the air. But in print, there's perpetuity. I was at the Muni Opera when the longtime columnist at the Globe Democrat passed away. And I quickly approached one of the editors at the Globe. I said, hey, I want to throw my hat in the ring. He said, knock out a few columns. Let's take a look at it. That's how I auditioned. I wrote a few columns and sent them to the late Duncan Bauman, the publisher of the Globe. He called me in a few days. He said, you've got 5 page-one stories in these little squibs. How soon can you start? And that's how it all began. 25 years ago, I began writing a column in the Globe Democrat. And of course, when the Globe folded, I joined the Pulitzers at the Post-Dispatch. As a columnist, I met some of the most interesting people in the world. I mean, I asked Gorbachev if he ever been to the Russian tea room. I'll never forget Beverly Sills, the Metropolitan Opera diva, with Uncle Milty and a young Michael Douglas in Lake Tahoe. One of the grandest ladies in the world of fashion, Gloria Vanderbilt. The movie was Star Wars, and that's Carrie Fisher. Truman Capote decided to butch up when we hit Xenon Disco in New York. Frank Sinatra did it his way, and here we are in Southern Africa. Nancy Kissinger is asking, where's Henry? One of the most beloved judges in this area who went on to become head of the CIA and the FBI, Judge Bill Webster. Everyone's favorite U.S. Attorney, John Ashcroft. In Las Vegas with Ben Vereen and Paul Newman. I asked Rudy Giuliani if he could get me a special rate at a hotel in New York. Emmy and Joe Pulitzer Jr. One of Alan King's famous tennis tournaments in Las Vegas with Cary Grant. Calvin Klein refused to design my next pair of jeans. Can you believe this is Myrna Loy? Patrick Duffy wouldn't tell me who shot JR. And energized Christopher Reeve. Melanie Griffith opened Planet Hollywood. She was an investor. Hello. Son of the Godfather, James Caan. You want to rock, rattle, roll tonight? Chuck Berry's here. I asked Donald Trump if he was building a tower in Alton.